Hey, it's Caleb from Brownells here, and in today's video, I want to go over the top 3 ways to clean a suppressor. I say top 3 ways, this is really like the only 3 ways. But I'm going to go through these in no particular order. Reason being is because they each have their kind of like pros and cons. Obviously, 2 of these ways will stand out over one, which is the one we'll start with, because that's just the old-fashioned scrubbing it way. Just throwing some solvent in there, getting brushes, doing whatever you can to reach all the nooks and crannies and stuff, and letting it soak. There are some foaming options out there. I don't have one here as an example, but it's basically just a foaming cleaner. You spray inside your suppressor, and the foam goes up and breaks everything down, and you can just kind of wash it out from there the best you can. Because with that, there's also 2 main types of suppressors. So you have the ones that can be disassembled, and then you have some that are like the ones I have here. All of these are sealed, right? So like this Dead Air Mojave 9 with the Triskelion baffle stack, for example, that's 3D printed and it doesn't come out. So the only way to clean this is to, get some solvent in there, do what I can to scrub it out, or use one of these other options like a suppressor cleaner, like this breakthrough here, this tube, this soak tube, or an ultrasonic cleaner that I have behind me here. This one's the Infante cleaner. This is one of a bunch they make. They make a bunch of different sizes, so you can get a big one, you can get a small one. This is what I would consider to be like a medium to small size ultrasonic tank. And we use this thing so much here in the studio. This is how we clean pretty much everything now. But I also use this quite a bit as well. So let's talk about this breakthrough. As you can see, it comes with some cleaner and it comes with a little kit for you to soak your suppressor. I used all of the one that it came with, so I ended up having to buy some more. I bought the big bottle this time. But you don't have to buy the whole kit again. Obviously, you can just buy the bottle to rejuvenate it. And it comes with a couple of brushes and a pick. And you literally just put your suppressor and the components inside of the magic tube here. Just dump them in there and then pour the fluid in and then let it sit and then come back, and most of it will be broken up and you can clean it all out. What I actually like to do is soak it, pull it out, and then just take like an air chuck hooked up to an air compressor and just blow everything out. And that's literally pretty much all I do after that. But I'll take it out of here, I'll rinse it, blow it out, and that's it. It's clean. That's about the extent of my suppressor cleaning when I use this setup. Now with that, it does say don't use suppressors with aftermarket finishes in it. So what does that mean? That means like painted finishes, like Cerakote, gun coat, rattle can, whatever it may be. Because this stuff is pretty aggressive and it can damage the finish. I haven't had that issue. I've actually used this Surefire RC3 in there, which has I believe this is a Cerakote finish, but I didn't have any issues with the finish coming off. And with that, so it comes with this plug, so you could plug your suppressor and then put it in there and then just fill the inside of the suppressor. That's great, but this is a flow-through can, so all the fluid, that you can't do that with the suppressor because you'd have to plug the whole bottom of this thing, which isn't really easy to do. So that's not really a great option for this. If you care a lot about the coating on your suppressor, this isn't really a good option. Like I said, I haven't had any issues with Cerakote in here. That's not to say you won't, all right? I'm not recommending you go against the manufacturer's thing. I'm just saying it's good for me. Anyway, so this is a Surefire RC3 flow-through can. I have a Surefire RC4 here. Obviously the same issue because, you could seal this one. You couldn't use the one that came with the kit, but you could seal the end of this if you wanted to. But this one, I would just throw it in there anyway. And then the Dead Air, I'll throw one in there just so y'all can kind of see what's going on here. This is a Dead Air Lazarus 6, and it is pretty dirty. I would also note that disassemble it as much as you can before you soak it in here. If not, it's probably not that big of a deal. This one has a chemo adapter. I'll just loosen it all the way drop it in here. And also, you kind of want to notice which way your baffle stack is facing. You want them to face like muzzle up so that your baffles are sliding down, so all the junk and everything just kind of flows to the bottom of the suppressor and it doesn't get trapped in the baffle stacks. But if you're using a painted coating, obviously you can only go in one way with it, or an aftermarket finish, if you will. But if you're not worried about an aftermarket finish, I'd put it in muzzle end up, just like so. So now everything is just kind of running down. So what that does is whenever I pull the suppressor out of here, all of my fluid just kind of flows back into the tube. I don't have to like be gentle with it and then gently like pour it back in because the baffles are trapping all the gunk. But that's okay. It'll still work either way. It's just one way is slightly more convenient than the other. All right, and then you just fill this bad boy up. And I'm pouring it into the suppressor. Honestly, if you just pour it into the tube, it'll work fine either way. Alright, cool. And another good thing about this is, depending on how dirty your stuff is, you can use it a bunch of different times. You don't have to, it's not a like one and done type deal. You can clean anything in here. You can clean suppressors, bolt carrier groups, whatever. Just drop them in here. And then you seal the tube. And the reason why you seal the tube is not so that you can like deposit this at the post office and like the air tube thing. That's what it looks like, but don't do that. But in case you knock it over, if you're someone like me who just like knocks stuff over all the time, then you're not gonna like spill it all over the shop. So that is one way to clean a suppressor, one really good way. And once you let it soak in the tube, you just run the brushes through it and get a bunch of the stuff out of there. If you're like me, you're probably just not going to run the brushes. You're just going to rinse it and go to the range and keep shooting. But whichever way, it all works well. Now let's move on to pretty much my favorite technique for cleaning any gun part ever, and that is the ultrasonic tank. So as I mentioned, this is the Infante. And this one here is heated, so the heat is a really good option. That just helps break all that carbon and stuff down even better. But another thing with that, again, we run into the issue of aftermarket coatings, right? So it deteriorates aftermarket coatings even faster when you have that heat on. So like I've put Cerakote, I've put gun coat, I've even put cured alumihide in here, and didn't have any issues. But I would limit the amount of time you run it in here to like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes tops, and without the heat, if you care about a painted coating. If not, then just freaking crank the heat up and run it as long as you want to get all the junk out of it. Now, I will also note that some suppressor manufacturers say don't use an ultrasonic tank to clean their suppressors. I use it on a bunch of suppressors. I even have a suppressor. I think I personally have a Warrior System Legionary, and that one I believe said don't clean with an ultrasonic, but I clean that sucker in this ultrasonic all the time. It's just a little 22 rimfire can. I haven't had any issues. That, again, that doesn't mean you're not going to have issues just because I didn't, right? You may run into an issue and be like, dang, Caleb said. No, he didn't. Caleb did not. Caleb said he didn't have issues. But point is, I'm talking about myself in the third person. It's getting weird. The point is, follow the manufacturer's recommendation. I think also that comes from a place of people putting like weird cleaning not weird, but like different cleaning solutions in their ultrasonic tank. Like the, like I think Simple Green and the something purple. There's another one, like the Home Depot or Lowe's brand of it. I don't know, something purple. Anyway, it's their equivalent to Simple Green. Some of those cleaners, their active ingredient is essentially lye, which is sodium hydroxide, and that will destroy a lot of things. Especially when we start talking about metal and corrosion and stuff like that, it'll eat up aluminum pretty good. And if you have something that's anodized, lye mixed with heat will pull that anodizing right off of there. Like you can put something with lye in it in this ultrasonic tank, just like any kind of cleaner. Doesn't matter how low of a percentage of lye that is, that sodium hydroxide. It doesn't matter how small of a percentage it is. You can take an AR-15 lower receiver, stick it in there, and in 10 minutes, the majority of your anodizing will be gone, and it will look crazy. Ask me how I know that. I learned that the hard way, working at a gunsmith shop and having to replace an upper receiver because of it. That was a long time ago, but point is, just use firearm cleaners in your ultrasonic tank. Like Infante makes a really good cleaning solution. That's the only thing I use in here. And I haven't had any issue, like I said, with gun coat, Cerakote, Alumahide, and I just ultrasonic that stuff all the time. So to clean a suppressor in an ultrasonic tank, literally all you do is kind of the same situation follows. If it's short enough to stand up, you know, just stick it in there, and that way as that ultrasonic works, it's just kind of pulling everything down. If not, then just lay it in sideways. It's no big deal. What I'll actually do is I'll lay it in sideways, cook it for a while, flip it 180 degrees, do the same thing, and then that's pretty much it. I take the suppressor out of the solution, rinse it under some water, and hit it with some compressed air, and that's it. It's clean. But that's all there is to it since we're standing here. Also, if you can, disassemble your suppressor as far as you can. I don't remember if I said that or not yet, but just take these components apart just so that it's easier for whatever cleaning solution or whatever you're using to get in there and actually do its job. All right, so that is it. I am actually going to go ahead and, since I have everything set up, I'm going to clean some suppressors. So if you have any experience with any of these processes, things you hate about them, things you love about them, whatever, leave them in the comments down below, because there are a lot of people watching this that are wanting to learn, and they do read the comments. So leave some information there for them. And if you need help with anything for any reason ever, feel free to give us a call on the tech line. We'll be happy to help you out. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.